Hi, good morning. I'm Shelly from Polka Dot Creek. I'm doing a little video by myself today just to talk about our 2024 yarn clubs. We have a blanket club and we have a sock yarn club, and I'm here to tell you the differences, how things are going to work, and hopefully answer any questions. If you have any questions, just leave them down below, or you can email me at polkadotcreekyarn@gmail.com, or you can just message me on Instagram or Facebook. Usually I see them, but if you don't get a response right away, maybe email is probably the best. I'm wearing my I Love Mini Skeins t-shirt, which is perfect for today. I wore that on purpose. My mom made it. She is Penny from Creek Gardens Crafts. She has her Etsy store, so if you ever want a t-shirt or anything bag related, she makes all her project bags, you can message her on Etsy at Creek Gardens Crafts. So yes, so I'm very excited. It is September 27th, so we're almost to October 1st. October 1st is when our signups start. All of our listings are on our website right now, and you can read all about them. They say sold out because I can't have all the information up and the amount of quantities, because then it would just be for sale before October 1st. So I thought I would put them up. You can read all the info on all the different clubs, all the different bases, and then maybe be a little bit prepared for October 1st, which is Sunday, or you can feel free to ask me any questions. So I have a yarn studio here in Airdrie, Alberta. The front half is a yarn shop, the back half is a dye studio. So if you're ever in the area, please feel free to drop by and visit us. We can tell you a lot about our yarns, how we dye it, how we do it, and if there's anything you might need more of, we can always dye them for you because we have the power to do that. So speaking of that, I've had a lot of questions about if Blanket Club sells out, what do you do? Or what if I got the first quarter and not the second quarter or something? If they sell it, they won't sell out. We'll make sure that they're all fully stocked because I'd like to have some in the store, and our upcoming festival is in Airdrie. Creek Gardens Crafts is January 20th. So I'd like to still have some to bring there. So like I said, we have the power, we can dye it all ourselves, so we will not sell out. So don't worry about that. If you can't join and pay October 1st, don't worry about it. I will have the listings up for the whole year. We are gonna keep Blanket Club going for the whole 2024. We're just gonna start it now so we can dye some and get them sent out by November 1st because of the Christmas holiday postal rush. We're gonna start it in January, our first month knitting it, and I wanna make sure that you have it by January, if that makes sense. So if you look on our website, there is Blanket Club 2024. We are knitting along the Stitch in Time blanket by Kay Jones, and it looks like a Cozy Memories blanket with borders around each month. I knit the first month to show you a little example of how it looks, and I don't wanna give it away. Like, I don't wanna show you all of the months. They're not done, but I just wanted to show you January's month so you kind of got an idea and maybe got excited about it. So you can knit any blanket you want to knit, any scrappy blanket. You can crochet one, you can knit anything. It's just going to be scrappy colors. So you can just make yourself a garter stripe blanket and make it easy. It'll be really pretty. It'll have all the colors. You can do whatever you want. We're just doing this because I thought it was pretty and I thought it would be fun to do. So let me grab it and I'll be right back. Okay. So I have a pattern out on my website right now and on Ravelry called Cozy Memories Blanket. I've talked about it before. I have a whole episode on the Cozy Memories Blanket. So let me just start by showing that. This is my original one that I knit over the last couple of years. It's not done because it's not quite long enough, but it's an add as you go, so it doesn't matter. You can just keep going. It's long enough, definitely to cover my legs and most of my body as I'm knitting it. So I just fold it up and have it on the couch and it looks pretty. This is a little bit bigger of a square. This is 32 by 32. It takes about 7 grams of yarn to knit a square with 64 stitches, 32 by 32. So when you cast on the most and you knit back and forth this way until you get to the last stitch. So it decreases, and this is your decrease line, okay? There's a couple different ways to do these decrease lines. The Stitch in Time blanket is different than the way I do mine. You can do either or, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna do mine just because I know I'll probably end up messing up the way she does hers because I'm so used to the way I do mine. So this is my first original one. It has a 64 stitch square. I have another one that I started with my leftovers because I had 3 grams left or more from my 10 gram minis or 20 gram minis. So I started a little one. Oh, it's mid square. This is my little one with baby scraps and baby squares. And these are about 3 grams and they're 25 by 25. And this one is all hand-dyed yarn of mine. My first one is not because I started before I was dyeing yarn, I think. But there's some. Yeah. And I typically use Signature Needle Arts. And I was hoping to be a wholesaler and include these in our blanket club for purchase, but they are currently going out of business. You can check their website. They do updates every once in a while of what's left of stock that they have. This one is a 2.5 millimeter needle. It is the pointy one, stiletto, I think, with the bell-shaped end. So I'm not sure if you can still get them. You'll have to check. Every day is kind of different. You can knit 2.75 millimeter. I think the Stitch in Time blanket calls for 2.75 millimeter, but you can do whatever you want. It doesn't really matter, as long as they're all the same. So, that's my little square. I'm started right now. You can also do, Melissa gave us this idea, and I got her to bring her blanket. She's holding her squares double with, isn't her a pretty project? A fingering gray. So hers will look a little bit bigger, and they're all held double with gray, and they're really pretty. And it's so squishy and nice. And she gave us the idea to start one too. Oh, she's mid-square too. Pretty, I love it so much. It's so nice and cozy. So that's an option you could do too. You could also buy yourself, or if you have some laying around, a natural or a gray or in between or an oatmeal or sand color and hold it double. I started one, of course, because I just love mini skeins. And mine is held with pink because, yeah, pink's my favorite. So this one's mine. And my DK one, I'm not sure if Melissa's is, but is 25 by 25 still, just held with a pink mini skein. So whatever, I'm kind of keeping the pink and gray theme going. And I just work on it here and there whenever. And if I get a good scrap or we dye something, the color's kind of cool, I'll throw in a little mini skein for myself sometimes. But, so you can see. Yes. If you watch my Cozy Memories blanket video, there's a little tip on how to knit it so that it's easier to pick up your stitches later when you do your other squares. And it's very, very easy. I didn't know that technique, and I didn't do it on my first one. And it always kind of stopped me at the point where I had to pick up stitches for the next square because it was kind of a pain. So this one is way easier to do if you do that way. So go back and refer to that video if you want. And I am using 3.5 millimeter needles for this one. Sometimes I use a 12-inch or a 16-inch cord. If you can't find straights that are single point, that works really well, 16-inch. So you'll have the option on our website. We have them in stock, whether you want bamboo, ChiaoGoo bamboo or ChiaoGoo metal or interchangeables. We do have a few options for single point needles, but they're quite long because I can't find them in smaller than 10 inches, I think, so. That's something to think about. Look through your stash, see if you have the right needles. If not, you can purchase them through us as well for when you sign up for Blanket Club. Now, January, February, so you'll be able to purchase every quarter. So like the first quarter of the year, second, third, and final quarter. I find that that is best for shipping. I've tried to look at all different kinds of shipping options. Canada Post raised their prices in September, like 2 weeks ago, and so it's just even more expensive to ship. So the whole sending you a surprise mini skein set in the mail every month was just gonna cost you too much money. And let's face it, we want that money for yarn, right? Like, yeah. So the first 3 months of Blanket Club is all the materials you need, and I will show them to you. I have a little basket of goodies here. So first of all, you will get a tote to hold all your goodies in. It's one of our custom made pink Polka Dot Creek totes. It comes with the 2 skeins of natural that you will need for your borders of your blanket. It comes with all the pink. January's pink. So it's going to be a rainbow every month. Every month is going to be a different color. January's is pink. And those are all the January minis. You will get some delightful handmade lotion from Happy Hands on Etsy. We went through and we picked 12 fun scents. You'll get one in every mini bundle that you get throughout the year. And she made them with our logo. So check her out, Happy Hands on Etsy. She has lots and lots and lots of different scents. And you can buy them in these little packets to try, take with you for travel, or you can buy them in bigger size bottles. You will get stitch markers, because you kind of need a stitch marker sometimes for the front side or the back side, but it'll be a coordinated color. And then these little goodies. So when I was thinking this up, I was kind of looking beside me on my little table beside my knitting chair of all the goodies that I usually need or might use. You'll get a Polka Dot Creek very pink tape measure. You get a little nail file. Just cute. You know, put all these in your little Notions bag. You get a little lip gloss too. Strawberry lip butter. It won't always be strawberry. We have different flavors. The rescue keychain with if you drop a stitch, and it has 3 different sizes there, so that's always handy to have. You will get these really cute stitch stoppers to put on your needles, and they're just little small confetti balls. So that is helpful to have those. You get a little mini snips. They're all different colors, so what color you get just will depend. And it comes with a little, yeah. I took these on the airplane to Knit City and no problem. So good for traveling. And then you will get a little needle so you can sew in your ends. They're all different colors too, so there you go. So that's what you'll get in January, along with February's minis and March's minis. So that's your first quarter of the year. Oh, these are the needles we have for single points that I was only able to find these Zings, and they're 10 inches. So they're pretty long, but you might like them. If you don't like the core, sometimes the core's kind of in the way, but. So I will show my first month. I knit all the minis. So they're 10-gram minis each color. You will receive 9 every month for every month. I still have 5 grams of that 10 gram of each of my colors. So I think I'm gonna do a jelly roll blanket and do it in the strips of the colors. So like the first strip, I'll use all my leftover pinks, and it'll be enough. I'm sure it'll be long enough to make the blanket. And then February will be the next stripe, and March. So I'll have like 12 stripes wide for the month. But I haven't started it yet because I wanted to make sure I had all my pictures and I could show you what was left over. So these are the January colors. Like I said, you get 9 each time, and they're mostly pink. They have a little bit of other colors, but we're trying to do a tonal look so that your overall blanket, you'll see a pink and a red and an orange and a purple and a green and a brown and a gray square with your natural color borders in between. So I should show this, I guess, right? This is the Stitch in Time blanket by Kay Jones. It's available on Ravelry. You have to purchase it yourself. We won't be including them. You have to purchase from the designer. It has lots of tips and tricks. There are a lot of links in the pattern that you can click and go to a video tutorial, or a helpful tips and tricks video that she's put up. So it's a very well written pattern. It even has a second pattern in there that you could use your scraps for later if you wanted to. So be sure to check out that pattern from her. It's well worth it, and it's not very expensive. So so these are how much I have left. I still have 5 grams of each color, so pretty much used half. I did my way of decreases. She has a central double decrease with a slip stitch pulling over, and I just know I'll forget and start doing my own way. So I just did mine. And I did 25 stitches by 25 stitches. So essentially it's like this one that I showed earlier of my leftovers, where I said it was like 3 millimeters. Yeah, maybe just a little bit more, but. So I will keep doing that, and I will put my borders on later, and then you seam them up as you go, I'm pretty sure, when you're all done. So there's January. Those can turn into this. Yeah. I really enjoyed it. It was really fun. It's nice. It's fun because you can do it in an evening. Move on to the next one. You get a new color to work with. Keeps your interest going. And you can watch Netflix or anything and knit it because it's a pretty easy pattern. So that is all that I need for an evening. I usually don't have too much time to knit at the end of the day, so I need something easy. You could also crochet any blanket you want. And I've showed this before, and this is called Corner to Corner Gingham on Ravelry. Now this one I knit with DK minis, and they're 20 grams. So if you were to use a 10-gram fingering mini, you would be a smaller square, but it would still be cool. It would still be a scrappy blanket like that one. It would just be crocheted. So you can get this pattern on Ravelry too, Corner to Corner Gingham. And I just used a whole bunch of our DK tweed minis. And it's also join as you go. So you can just keep going and make it as big as you want. These are all the colors that we carry. Yeah. Anything, granny striped, anything you want to do, you can do. It does not have to be the pattern that we're doing. They're not dyed specifically for that pattern. They just work well with it. So we also have, if you don't want to join Blanket Club and you just want a few minis to add to your minis in your stash, we have a lot of yarn bouquets. So we have Sweater Weather and we have Wool Witches. These we brought out a couple of weeks ago, so we only have a few sets left. We have, this one was our Easter basket yarn bouquet, and we only have a couple left from Easter time, if you like pastels. We have some brights. This is our box of crayons. We do these every once in a while. Lots of fun, bright colors. This is how we kind of test out new dye powders and stuff that we like to try out and just see what happens. We have one from the summer called Country Music Festival. And then we have a few left from Canada Day. And it has that. If you check the, I think, Christmas section on our website, we have a couple of Christmas and July ones. I can grab them. And they are really pretty too. This one is Winter Carnival. Kind of jewel tones. More earthy tones, Christmas Tree Farm, and Cookie Swap. So if you don't want to commit to a blanket, not that it's a commitment, this is not a subscription service. You have to go and purchase every quarter. We looked into subscription services. It was an add-on kind of app for Shopify, and it was just kind of a lot of work for us. So this way, I know I'm going to go dye a set amount. January, February, March, done, you can purchase that. All the listings for the other quarters of the year will be up on there if you're interested in purchasing them all, and then you don't have to worry about it. You can also do that. That's pretty pricey, so if you don't have the cash for that, don't worry about it. The other listings, the other quarters will be up all year, like I said, for you to be able to purchase whenever you can. So don't feel too stressy about it. So I just want it to be fun and pretty, and you all to like your mini skeins. So yes, so each quarter will ship the month before the quarter starts. This one is shipping 2 months early because of the Christmas rush. So your January, February, March will be shipping early November with our Christmas advents. We still have a few Christmas advents left in the stores, in the shop, online shop. They're all done, they're all ready, they're all packed, ready to ship. We're just waiting for November to come, so that's exciting. We have April, May, June, that will be shipped March 1st. July, August, September will ship June 1st, etc. So that is Blanket Club. You won't get any of these extras in any of the other quarters because you don't need them. We're just giving you all in the beginning so you have it ready to go and you can work as you go. So you can put your porters on, your January, February, March by the time you get your other quarter done because you'll have this. And I don't know how you want to do it. that's totally up to you. If you want to do a different pattern, that's totally up to you. I just have a lot of options for you, and I kind of wanted to explain it. So I hope that makes sense. 3 months at a time you purchase, and we will ship you all 3 months at a time. I think that was the easiest way for us to keep it straight in our heads and in the dye studio, and to make shipping kind of the best, most cost-effective way to ship. So we also have another club for 2024. It is a sock yarn club. I've had a lot of people over the years ask me if we do clubs. We haven't before, so we decided we're going to do them next year. I have a great staff working with me, front end and back end. So now I feel like we can handle it, and we can keep track and make sure everyone gets what they want when they want on the right time. So I love knitting socks. It's one of my favorite things to do. So we are going to have a sock set club, and it is based on the TV show Friends, which is one of our all-time favorite TV shows. And when we went through and picked all of the scenes or quotes, we were looking them up and watching them online, and we just laughed so hard. Oh, so this is a 12-month club as well. It is purchased the same, January, February, March. We will ship out November. April, May, June, we'll ship out March 1st, so you purchase 3 months at a time as well. I will show you January's. I don't want to, ruin anyone's surprises, so I won't show the other ones. We're in the process of dyeing them. They're not all done yet either anyway, but I will just show January's. We are dyeing a certain amount of these, so when they're sold out, they will probably be sold out. We may bring these colorways back in a year or so, but we're just doing the set amount of these just because we have other things we have to work on throughout the year too, like the wall. We have a fingering whole wall. It's all mini skeins, self-striping, speckled, tonal. Back here is DK sock sets, mini skeins, tonal, and then behind me here is worsted, along with Surrey and alpaca, and then my mom's bags over there. So we have to keep the store stocked anyway, and we have a lot of things we're working on, new things, so we have to keep them going too. So this Friends Club is going to be a set amount. When it is sold out, it is sold out. You will be able to pick what base and what option you would like. So we have fingering, we have self-striping. You can pick self-striping either in fingering or DK. They both come with mini skein. So your fingering one is just like our self-striping that we normally carry. It is a 50-gram skein with a 20-gram mini. The DK version is a 100-gram skein with 2 20-gram minis, because you just need that much more to knit a pair of DK socks. So our first month is called I'll Be There For You, like the song. And it has the dots in between the letters. Sorry, talking too much. So we have those colors in between, the black and white. So that is our first January colorway. You can purchase it also as a speckled set in fingering and DK as well. And it has the same color. So both the self-striping and the speckled will mirror each other, kind of. Just depends what you would like better. So our speckled sock sets will come as a 100-gram skein with 1 20-gram mini. That's a little different than we usually do. Or if you pick DK, it'll be a 100-gram DK with two minis as well. DK, you just need more of that yardage to finish your pair of socks. So here's January. This is what it looks like. This is a 50-gram skein cranked up. So that is a lot of yarn. So if you were to fold it in half, that's one leg and the other leg. So if you picture putting in, like, say, your heel and your toe, if you like them long, you can use a mini skein to do your ribbing up here. If you don't like them too long, you can just pull this, this is what I do when I do these tubes. I just pull down a little bit, pull this out, and knit my ribbing. But if you could picture that, you get 2 of these pretty much. Toes, heels, cuffs. So it's a lot of yarn. The number one question I get is if it's enough to knit a pair of socks, and it is. I don't have a pair near me, but on my Instagram profile, you know, the little round stickers above, that shows off videos that are saved. I have one that says 50-gram sock set. You can go and see, and there's a couple examples of different size feet knit up and are self-striping so that you can kind of gauge. So I would suggest if you have a foot bigger than a 9.5, and you like long socks, you would need 2 sets. My foot is a size 6. I need 60 rows for my foot. So I'm usually about there for my heel, and I still have a long enough leg, so it's more than enough. And you can always add another mini to it if you want to even add more length. But I just find that usually you have anywhere between 30 to 50 grams of yarn left when you knit a pair of socks out of 100 gram skein. So it's harder to find things to do with leftover self-striping yarn, I think. I mean, you could still put it in blankets and all that stuff too, but the stripes kind of turn out wonky, maybe, sometimes. So yes, speckled, self-striping, fingering and DK, fingering DK. The prices will show on the website. They're a little bit different depending what you get, and you can decide. So you can just get the first 3 months, and if you find that's good, I'm done, I don't need any more, or I'm not into knitting socks, you don't have to purchase the rest of the months, and you can do whatever you like. Or if you have a little bit more money in the summer, you can do the summer subscription. They're all listed. You will have the option to buy all at the same time if you want. They will ship accordingly to their times of the year, or just purchase quarter by quarter, and then kind of helps with the pocketbook because, you know, hand-dyed yarn isn't the cheapest and shipping is not the cheapest, but I think they'll be well worth it. We have all of our months planned with all of our quotes and scenes from the show, and it's hilarious. So if you love Friends, I think you will like this. Even if you don't love Friends, they're all going to be cool colorways anyway, so that you won't be able to get any other way. Maybe in a year from now if we re-release them, but I think we'll just move on and maybe do another show or something the year after. So 2024 Friends, this is I'll Be There For You. So if you have any questions, let me know. You can refer back to my video about all the Cozy Memory blankets that I have currently. It's okay, it's fine. Don't stress about it. We also have DK mini skeins. Blanket Club is not going to be a DK option, but we do dye them from time to time. So if you ever want to do that. If you want your squares to be bigger and not have leftovers, go ahead and you can do that. You can do whatever you want. I don't know exactly how much stitches to cast on for a 10-gram mini. I would say somewhere around 70, 75 maybe. You can always do a practice run. And then you can just knit your own just big square blanket. You can do whatever you like. But I would like you to show me if you do buy it and you are knitting it. We have a little knitting hashtag on Instagram called Knit with PDC. That way I can always see what you guys are working on because I love it. I think it's the coolest thing that people knit things with their yarn, and we always wonder when we pack orders, like, what is this gonna be? Are they combining these two, or, you know, like, you never know. So I'm always curious. So let me know if you have any questions about Blanket Club or Sock Club. And it's still, we have a few more days left of sweater weather. So if you are interested in getting a sweater quantity from us, you can. We are almost out of yarn. So it has been very well. And we've loved knitting all the custom colorways for you guys. So please, if you knit a sweater or anything with it, use that hashtag on Instagram so we can see, because it's always so much fun. So I'm gonna go get back to work. They're dyeing our brand new base that we're coming out with, so I want to go see what they're doing. I want to see how it looks. So check for that in a couple of weeks. I'll tell you it is a non-superwash merino, because all of our yarn that we have is superwash. So this is a non-superwash base. We will be bringing it in bringing it in fingering and worsted. So we have a color palette picked out. It's going to be cool. So I want to go see what they're doing. So if you have any questions, let me know. And thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me. We'll see you later.